Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Today, a uneventful day. You know, what a start to the week we thought we were going to have here with the ETF going live last week, Trump's huge speech last week, or over the weekend, and then we got a dud. You know, I thought Wall Street was going to be coming in this morning talking, oh my God, Trump, Bitcoin, we gotta buy. But obviously kind of a sell the news event. Nothing that is really shocking here, right? I mean, they're going to make this cycle brutal. They don't want us, first of all, in crypto, obviously. And if you get in, you know, go to Bitcoin and hold it forever. And Bitcoin's obviously going to be the duper's delight. And we can all see through that here, that there's much better plays out there, especially on Pulse Chain and some of these other ecosystems, Hedera and Stellar. But tonight, we got a special guest joining us. He's got his own project launching right now. It's in the early stages, and these are where the opportunities are. When very few people are talking about a project, you know, look what happened to PTGC. You know, we were messing around with it one night. We bought a little bit of it, and now it's like a staple on Pulse Chain. And it doesn't feel like it at first. You know, you're just like, okay, it's one of our friends' projects. You kind of have like, you're not biased, but you feel kind of jaded. And after PTGC did that, it was really, really eye-opening for me. So excited to have my man XRayVision on. What's up, brother? How's it going?
Oh, dude, it's so good to be here again. And I've got to have you back on my channel again. All of my people are looking for where are the hot deals, where are the emerging markets, because we're watching history unfold before our eyes right now, right? I mean, like, who knew that the internet was going to be Netflix and Amazon and Facebook? Like, a few crazy people knew, but most people were just trying to learn email back in the day. Or they're in some chat rooms with people are like, you like motorcycles too? Like, that was the internet in the beginning. I was there. Like, old people were there when the thing was born. And people that are like 20 years old are like, yeah, the internet's always been awesome. The internet's always gotten me like 3-hour vitamins to my door. And it's always gotten me like endless shit to watch on TV. It's like, no, the internet was not like that, man. And crypto is, I feel like we're in that same birthing pains of crypto where like, we don't know what the real world assets are that are going to take over, right? We don't know who's going to use it for insurance. We don't know who's going to use it for actual peer-to-peer cash systems yet. There's a lot of people working on it and trying this stuff, but we don't know who the winners are. And neither does the rest of the world. So the rest of the world doesn't understand that crypto is the internet of money.
Yep. Yeah, bro. It's, I mean, obviously when you're here now, like I'm here every day. I'm obsessed with it. I don't pay attention to like the mainstream except for when I need to. But the message you get out there and like the stuff that, you know, we dig up and the stuff, especially now with Atropa, with SDI, with this new affection, like with this new neural network that's going on Pulse Chain. I mean, if this really is what these guys are talking about, where Pulse Chain in itself is a giant AI system, basically, or Pulse Chain is a human body, basically, and you have all the different cells that are in a human body and actors on that chain. If you say you hold coins, you make liquidity pools, the system rewards you and airdrops you Pulse Chain out of thin air. We have proof of this already. and multiple people that I know, they have projects, and once the project started dying, they stopped adding liquidity. It just came up out of nowhere. People were, some huge wallet was just holding the floor on these coins, and no one knew who it was. So I have this feeling that the way Pulse Chain is evolving is the ones that have been here and have gutted it out, have provided liquidity, supported other builders on chain. I have some weird feeling that we're going to be rewarded for that with proof of the way we moved around on chain. And it takes, the average person can't even comprehend that. And, I see how bright the future is.
Well, like, people don't know what they don't know, right? I mean, you talk to people about I used to go into the bank to withdraw thousands of dollars from crypto. And when I was in there, I'd say, hey, like, what do you guys know about crypto or whatever? And the people working at the bank were like, I heard that Bitcoin was outlawed. And this is like not that long ago, where I'm like, actually, yeah, no, Bitcoin is not outlawed. Like, they don't have any understanding. Or you talk to someone and they're like, my cousin lost a bunch of money in crypto. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people lost a lot of money in crypto, but that's not what it is. So,
yeah, exactly. With what's actually here and what's being built is zero reflection of what isn't. I mean, it was used to finance Hamas 3 months ago, and now Trump is saying it's going to be a reserve currency or whatever, special reserve, or added to the whatever it is. Like the 360 shift or 180 shift that these people have made in the mainstream. It's good to see, and the fact that it's just all at Bitcoin and ETH shows how far we're 2 years ahead of the mainstream.
Yeah, we're light years ahead of the rest of crypto here in Pulse Chain. We're so far ahead that people don't understand it. Even people that are crypto bros don't really understand crypto for the most part. They just see it as a hell of a casino, right? Like, crypto's taken over gambling and speculation, but it hasn't taken over the other things that it can take over better yet. That's something that's coming, right? And so, yeah, it's fascinating. I think we got like front row seats to like the future, and it's a cool place to be. And like I said, I think a lot of those things are going to come from Pulse Chain and from the Richard Hart ecosystem, because he's the one that kind of showed us what crypto could be back in the day.
Yeah, right. The more I listen to these people that are at the forefront of digging up these neural networks and what's going on with all this fusion and how the chains can, it's beyond me, but I think Richard has to be 60. He had to be working on this stuff. Hex, I feel like, was ready and done in like 2017. It just needed like tinkering. I feel like as Hex was launching, he was already working on what he's got going now. I mean, all the maker stuff, Aave, Gnosis, the connections with CZ and Binance, like, it's all there. And like, we have, I think, till November is the end of the case potentially. Like, if Trump gets in or whatever. I saw a tweet today that basically worst case scenario is we have to wait till November, and then Richard's free and clear. And that's not far away, bro. That's only 3 months.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a lot of things to become normal and okay. I mean, last presidential cycle, Bitcoin was like a footnote, right? Like, Trump would say something about it, or someone would say something about what they think about Bitcoin, and that was it. And now it's like, oh, we're going to create our own Federal Reserve with Bitcoin. We're going to buy this many Bitcoin. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's like, it is a main talking point, because Fidelity, BlackRock, and all those homies, they put, 20 or 40 bill into their front end and back end websites to get their fees from the baby boomers, when they talk the baby boomers into switching from like mutual funds and 401ks over to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, they want their piece. So I think that big institutions are the ones that are dictating the conversations going on right now, because they don't tell you what you actually need to know. They tell you what they want you to know. when you watch TV or go on, the internet.
Such a good point, bro, because the real money right now is in obviously AI, but in custodying the assets. And that's where Ripple bought out standard custody, and they were the biggest custodians out there. So like that's why Coinbase is going to be one of the bigger stocks too, because they're custodying like 9 out of the 10 ETFs. So they don't need to do anything right there just for holding those assets. They're now getting their slice of the pie. So that they're going to just grow. And as each ETF comes out for each altcoin or whatever, that's just more fees, more exactly what you just said, more switch another. Throw another percent in. Oh, this new sector of crypto. Oh, we got to throw another percent in. So that's just more fees, more fees, more fees. And yeah, bro, it's great to see the mainstream. And I saw Kramer's now bearish on Bitcoin. I just saw a tweet. So that means it's like, it's go time.
Yeah. It's almost like really evil people with a shit ton of money knew it was going to happen before we did. And like, they're kind of doing what they want. Like, like always, this is just the first time that people with a little bit of hunger and a little bit of insanity like us, this is the first time that we can actually go into an emerging technology and an emerging investment with a few $100s or a few $1,000s and change our lives. Because I've gone down a lot of rabbit holes, whether it's real estate, trading options, Forex, gold, silver, a lot of ways that people make money. And when I got to the end of that rabbit hole, there was a guy with his hand out being like, okay, where's your $400 million to get this started? And it's like, literally, it's a rich guy's club. All those investments have barriers to entry. They have networks. They have pay to play information that you need. That if you're not part of the group, you're not getting into the really good real estate deals. If you're not part of that inner circle, you know what I'm saying? And crypto was the very first place where I could go on with nobody's permission, buy some Bitcoin. Back in the day, I was gambling with it on Satoshi Dice, right? But like, that was the first time that I felt free. And I thought, you know what? This is the future. This is where it's going. And the average dude that's killing himself working 40 to 80 hours a week at a job he hates because he loves his family, he can actually take a shot at crypto and come out okay if he's willing to, invest the time and hook up with the right communities.
Yeah. And Ron and me too, I've been going down the rabbit holes too and just learning more about how the world really works. And I feel like my gut tells me that Satoshi Nakamoto was the NSA for sure. It came from the government. I really think that. And it's the it's that perfect narrative for people. And how many people actually got rich from Bitcoin? I mean, realistically, what percentage of the people? So for every, 1 out of 100,000 that are retired, you can now have 99,900 saying, whoa, I wish, what if, man, I should have done that. And now that Trump is doing this, I wouldn't be surprised while retail is struggling as they've been in the last 5 years. What a time to send the markets right now while no one has that $1,200. And people could just be like, man, if I had that $1,200, what could that have been? And it just stirs people more towards crypto, getting in, and then ultimately that's CBDC. And I know it's coming. So like, as good as crypto is for us that are early, like it's eventually, I think that door is going to slam behind where it's almost a trap for your privacy. So we gotta, the ones that are here early, it's on us to really build and lead by example and help out the people that are coming behind us, because this is not going to last forever. I think this is probably the last 3 to 4 years of this mania.
Yeah, it's an idea whose time has come, like they say. The internet, when the internet came out, everyone was doing dial-up before DSL and fiber rolled out, and you were at the mercy of your phone company to dial into the internet. Like, the phone companies control the internet. And over time, that paradigm flipped to where now everyone's dependent upon the internet, not the phone companies. And you got this old money system of banks and Federal Reserves and old evil people. And it's going to be, right now, we're at the mercy of them, just like we were at the mercy of the phone companies back then. But sooner or later, this whole thing's going to flip. And I think that they see it and they're like, let's try to hang on to this. Let's try to control the thing that's replacing the old system, right? That's my take on it. Is I look at the internet was such a great model for what I think is going to happen with crypto.
And the internet was it was the phone companies that were worried about the internet, not the music companies. Had no idea what was coming. The film industry, so what they thought it was going to replace ended up actually having ripples and actually affecting other industries tenfold than it did the phone industry.
Yeah, they were caught slipping.
It's really interesting. Yeah. And definitely with technology, with us being able to talk like we can now. You couldn't do this 20 years ago. You couldn't get on it and FaceTime, Zoom with someone like this, share information like that. That's one thing that we have going. I think the decentralized networks and social medias, as they clamp down more and AI starts coming out, people are going to want to go to a place that they know they can trust. And I feel like Web3 is the only place that's going to provide that. So we got a bright future ahead of us. It's not all gloom and doom.
Yeah, that's true. It's a bright future, and having front row seats to Hex's rise from fractions of a penny to 50 cents. We learned a lot about what's possible and what's available to us. And I was one of those people that believed that the T-share could beat the 4-year cycle. You know, like when we were at 40, 50 cents, I didn't take hardly any profits because I thought we were just going to continue to go and go and go. I didn't understand that there were a lot of people with a lot of Hex that were smarter than me that were going to take profits for a long time. For like a year, they were going to take profits and kick us in the nuts, right? And so watching that whole thing, I thought to myself, is there a way that we can beat the 4-year cycle? And maybe there's not. You know, I mean, Big Daddy Bitcoin is a strong force in crypto. It's the strongest force in crypto right now, and it pulls the market with it up and down. Now, don't get me wrong, Bitcoin is led by the nose by the stock market. Like when the stock market crashes, Bitcoin crashes harder. So it's like this whole thing of, or what they call Hart's law, right? Whatever your currency is connected to is going to have a really strong effect. So when that currency pumps, you get pulled up with it. When that currency drops, you get pulled with it. And I kept trying to think to myself, how could you break this system? How could you decorrelate, as they say in crypto? And I thought of a lot of really interesting ideas. I thought of a lot of really bad ideas as well. And thanks to our community, I had a lot of people point out what bad ideas were and why they were bad ideas. And over the course of several years, I thought, how do you not only keep the air in the balloon, how do you close the circle, but then how do you squeeze it? How do you make it, how do you, if you can program money, how do you program it to go up in value instead of being so, I mean, volatility is fun when you're trading, but it's not great when you're trying to like live on crypto, right? As people have found out in the last 3 years, let's say. And so I kept thinking of these concepts of like, we got this cool thing going on in Hex where we have delayed gratification in the T-shares, but very, very few people understood it and went along with it. So how could you hook the other crypto bros and pull them into something that actually had value, that actually had utility? And the things that I came up with were people love to gamble, and people love to gamble on JPEGs. Like memes, NFTs, they were going crazy. Bored Ape Yacht Club. I was like, these people are getting such a hit of adrenaline and dopamine off of betting on these pictures of monkeys. Like this, there's a power here. And if you could just capture people's attention with the shiny stuff, but then keep them around for the stuff that's actually going to change their life and create passive income and grow in value over time, then I think you've got a really cool connection right there. Like imagine you went to like one of the best parties of your life and You're partying all night long. The DJ is playing great music. And before you know it, the sun's coming up. As the sun comes up, they bring out all these chairs and they put them in a circle. And you're actually in rehab. You're actually at an intervention, right? Oh, hang on one second. My dogs are getting loud.
There we go. A little break real quick. All right, there's the real Hex-Ray. His true colors have shown right. Oh, he's back. Never mind.
The damn
evil
dogs.
monkey.
I apologize. But like I was saying, like what if you were tricked into eating your vegetables? What if you were tricked, not tricked, but what if you were enticed to exercise in a way that was fun? You know, you're going and playing a pickup game of basketball versus, you know, doing crunches and push-ups and burpees, right? Like there's one that's fun that kind of like gets you going, and then there's one, and they're both good for you, right? But how do you tap into that psychology of fear and greed and FOMO and dopamine? And so I came up with this story, a sci-fi story about, you know, a hero's journey, because I thought if we're going to do some NFTs and some JPEGs, let's have a story behind them. Let's give them some emotion and some like humanity. And so I started writing this story to back up the NFTs. And then I also thought of a way to throw in a lottery where people can win money, and then also pull in something close to the what's a NFTs. So for those of you that are not familiar with the what's a NFT, it's basically a piñata that fills up with candy until you break it. And when you break that piñata, you get no more candy. In fact, your candy goes to the people that didn't break their piñatas. And it's this crazy
the couple that got stuck.
Yeah, it's this crazy game of chicken where they only let people mint these for 14 days. And during those 14 days, about 22,000 of these were minted. And that was, that was before the last bull run. Like that would have been 21.
I still have mine on ETH and Pulse Chain. It's still sitting there.
I don't even know how old they are. I know they're old. But only 2,000 of those things, roughly 2,000 of those things have been broke open. Because people are like, nah, you're not taking my piñata. And the thing that's a little weird with the ICOSA, the WhatsApp and the ICOSA is that it's hard to like sell and trade them because they're different sizes and different amounts. But if you could make them all much closer to the same thing, they'd be much easier to sell back and forth. So let's say you want to get the candy from your piñata. You don't have to bust it open. You can sell it to some other dude with more patience and time than you that's going to let that thing keep filling up with candy. And that's part of the beauty of that game of chicken in WhatsApp. And so I took a lot of these parts and pieces and I kind of like folded them together. So it's kind of like putting chocolate and peanut butter together. It's pretty good, right? Like who was the first dude that was like, hey, why don't we do this? Like Steve Jobs was the first dude that said, I want these 8 things to be inside of a phone and I want a touch screen on it. Boom.
Yep.
He didn't invent any of that stuff. He just hired really smart people to follow out. He was a visionary, right? And so like my name says, PulseRayVision, I've always had this really strong vision of the future ever since I was a little kid. And I had this vision for this coin that I kept saying to myself, why doesn't this exist? Why hasn't someone put chocolate and peanut butter together yet? And the reason is because it's really fucking hard. Like code is really, really hard. Code connected to money is very, very difficult. And so when you start launching and working on a project of your own, you start realizing like, damn, there's a lot of work that goes into this. And there's a lot of trial and error and trial and error and trial and error. So that's kind of what brought me to this whole anti-gravity project, was me being like, is there a way that we can break the 4-year cycle? And this is our very best attempt and experiment at trying to break that 4-year cycle and have a lot of fun while we're doing it with the community.
No, dude, I like it. And we were talking about it months ago down at Rags's get together, surprise. And, not even, you got to have the right connections with the right devs. I mean, you could think you're working with the right people, And then 3 months later, you're saying, oh my God, what the hell just happened? And now time was wasted, money's wasted. And you're like, oh man. And it's tough. It's not easy. And
No.
I know you've been working hard at this for a long time.
Thank you. Thank you. Can we get a little woo-woo here for a second? A little hippie. Because as you said, you and a few people in the community, they know the first team of devs that we went with, and we dropped a serious amount of money on those devs. And after a year, we found out that they didn't have the code finished. They didn't have the website ready. They didn't have any of this ready. They didn't have any of this put together. And I was really, really frustrated a year ago because I wanted to launch a year ago. And I was really frustrated with the time and the money lost. But the truth is, I think that stuff like that happens for a reason. And I say that because you look at the stuff that was like Liquid Loans is a hell of a project. Liquid Loans is an amazing project. Like you can use it just like Liquidity. You can put your crypto up for collateral and go get loans and do all sorts of cool stuff. Its price chart it's not bad by any means, but it doesn't reflect the genius and the work that went into Liquid Loans, right? Because this bear market destroyed a lot of charts. And if you look at the chart, you're not getting the whole story. So had we launched a year ago, we would have the same chart of death and blood that most other projects have had this year. And so I like to think that maybe there's a reason that we didn't get the book published when we wanted to. Maybe there's a reason that first dev group didn't work out. And maybe there's a reason we're all here, a handful of dudes on the internet talking about crazy shit in the future. Like maybe you're in the right spot right now. And maybe you met someone like Adam for a reason.
Or dude, that's how, I mean, I feel like everybody I talk to, the last cycle, the stuff that they were the most bullish on going in and the stuff that made them the most money was stuff that they never would have saw coming. And just like with PTGC, how much that went up. But when we found that at like a 50K market cap, and it just kept going up. And I'm just like, there's no way. Like, I know these guys that launched it. Like, they're almost like my friends now. Like, there's no way a project like that can do numbers like these projects I'm doing research on and going to try to find these altcoin gems on these other chains. And they're just regular guys that launch them too with a good idea. But you have this perception that, like, you know, these guys are so smart. They're out there. They're the ones that, you know, lead their sector of the market for a reason. And meanwhile, right in front of your face was something that was going to do things you never could have imagined. And that I'm glad that happened to me earlier than at this point of the cycle, because it was a really good learning experience. And just to don't think something can't do anything, or don't have any preconceived notions, because you truly never know. And that goes both ways. Like, I could have sworn Hex was never going to go below whatever, you know, half a cent again. I thought a half cent was kind of it. And now look where we are. So it swings. The pendulum goes both ways.
I thought 10 cents was the floor. Like, I was like, there's no way Hex will ever go. I have a tattoo on my body, for shit's sake. I was like, that's just never, ever going to go below 10 cents. And then it did. And I was like, I've got to rethink the way I believe and think about the world right now. You know what I mean? Like, every wave in crypto, every cycle in crypto is a doctorate's degree worth of information and education that you're going to get. So every 4 or 5 years, you're basically learning a doctorate's degree worth of something that other people don't even know exists yet. So it's beautiful and painful at the same time.
Yeah. So so the coin now, I know that the wish well phase that's been completed. So for people that are new here and just are finding out about anti-gravity, there are still almost 5 days left of mining. So you're not too late. There's still time to get in early. So
almost 25 days of mining left. So there's 5 days left of the 33x, and then you're going to get 10 days of 22x, and you're going to get 10 days of 11x. And if you were part of so the wish well, we kicked off the wish well because we were trying to raise money for our devs and for our audits after we took it. Like, this is round 2 for us, right? Like, we spent a lot of money on round 1, didn't work out. We're on round 2. And so a hex rate chick who is a wonderful, wonderful wife was like, you got to quit dumping money into your project. You need to open this up to the community. And so we opened up the wish well, and it was only supposed to last like 30 days, and it lasted 99 days because it took so long to build out this website the way it is now, and to get the audits back, and to get everything ready to go, ready to go. And so that was 99 days, and yeah, the wish well is over, and people got these cool points during the wish well. And the points are what are the most valuable thing right now in this ecosystem. Even when you do mining and you'll get points, and you'll get another token called the Dark X token. The Dark X token is a completely valueless token. Do not buy it on an exchange. Do not try to sell it on an exchange. It is completely valueless. And if you don't believe me, like, just mess around and find out, as they say. Anyway, the points are the most valuable thing you're getting right now. So if you click on the anti-gravity helmet right there at the top, yeah, and then you scroll down, there are NFTs that have came out, but the NFTs that we have right now, oh, we're already on that site. We're good. So if you scroll down on here, it'll show an example of the NFTs that we have right now. These NFTs are just receipts. So if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see the NFT, the receipt right there, that one right there. So these NFTs are not the anti-gravity NFT that we're going to be rocking with. The ones that we rock with are going to have art like this, like the cover of the book on them. And they're going to have all those mechanics that I talked about earlier built into them. So right now you're trying to get as many points as you can, and you're trying to get as high of a rank as you can. That's the game right now for the next 25 days.
Gotcha. So right now, Space, you said how much to mine? How's it working? So I'm actually gonna do it right now. I'm gonna throw a little bit in here because I got to get into this. So I'm gonna just do 1,000,000 pulse right here. So I think you get a bonus on so 33x bonus on that right there.
It should be pulling up a value here real quick and then showing you the points in the Dark X.
Oh, you know what?
But it might have too many decimals there. Sometimes that throws it off.
There we go.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah,
there we go.
And you can mine with anything, but if it's under like a certain amount, then it won't register. It won't show you the points in the Dark X. But as you can see right now, that gives you 1,500 points and 1,500 Dark X right there.
Yep. All right. So let's mine it right now. So it's Space D7. It's up to you. You could do 1,000,000. You could do 10 million. You could probably do 20 if you wanted to. And then the fee's probably like 10 pulse. I'm guessing something like that.
Well, if you scroll up to the top two where it says the pulse drop down, we have a white list of tokens that you can mine with. So if you click up on the pulse with the arrow in the top box.
Yeah, dude, once I go live, my computer slows down to a snail's pace. It's so weird.
That's okay. Every time I share a screen ever, my camera freezes.
Yeah. So it was 4.4 pulse was the fee to do that. So pretty much nothing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
I was just going to say,
so you want me to go
click on that
to
pulse
the top
button right? No, down a little bit, right there. That one.
Oh yeah. You can use that a bunch of different coins too.
So if you scroll down, then those are all the tokens that you can use on Pulse Chain, and we also have this live on Base Network. So if you're on Base Network, you can use ETH, Wrapped ETH, and a whole bunch of stuff there. But oh, look at that! You just mined. Did you see that?
I'm an informant now. There we go. All right, let's go.
Yeah, you're an informant, and you've got 1,523 points. And when we go into the claim phase in about 25 days, those are what are going to be factored for divvying out the 100,000 tokens that are going to be given out during the claim phase. Now, not only that, like mining is cool, and I definitely recommend it. But because me and Adam have been homies for so long, and because he's always been so gracious and kind with his time and his audience and shown us his trust, we actually allocated a portion of these tokens from the mystery box. We took them out of the mystery box, and they're going to be given out as airdrops. So if you're in Adam's community and he knows you, he's going to be vetting a list of addresses that are going to be eligible for an airdrop. And if there's one thing crypto bros love, it's a good airdrop.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. So definitely get your points. I would not sleep on the points in the next 25 days, or especially the next 5 days, because you get the best bonus. But also make sure that you get your address to Adam. How do you want them to do that? Do you want them to just do Telegram, or do you have
you can,
that you're already talking to your group with?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Shoot me. If you guys are in, everyone in here is pretty much, I know everyone that's been in here. So if you guys, I know Camo Joe, you guys want to reach out to me on Twitter. For those of you that aren't in the private group, reach out to me on Twitter. For the 20 you so that are in here right now, I purposely didn't put this one onto Twitter because when I do Twitter only, I'll get 4 people on YouTube and like 100 over on Twitter. So I want the people that are actually like, the loyals and the guys that were super supportive: Camo Joe, Mobius, Jonathan, Thomas, Space DO7, Hex Clan. Yeah. So all you guys reach out to me either on Twitter or in the Discord or the private group and shoot me your address, and I'll keep a note of it, and I'll send them over to Max in a couple days. So that's awesome, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll get those, and then we'll put them with the other people, because we got other homies like Randy Hilarski, Crypto Sloth, just Rags to Riches, as we saw on the website. People like that have been supporting us from day one, and really just loving on us. And this is an opportunity we have to love back on them. And to, when you give an airdrop as a founder, you assume everything's going to be dumped. And a lot of you guys may just boom, cash out. And I respect that. That's totally your right to do. But with some of the relationships we have and some of the communities with people like Adam, we know that Adam is the type of dude that has the right kind of mental illness. Adam is the type of dude that will dig into a project, and if he doesn't understand it, he doesn't just move on. He's like a dog with a bone. So he's going to get to the bottom of this project and the other stuff that he talks to you guys about, and he's going to be able to translate it into English and tell you what you need to know and when you need to know it. So having someone like Adam is the only reason we're doing the airdrops, because we know that if you guys are willing to be educated and stick around, he's going to bring you the goods and explain this stuff in a way that can make you money in the future. And so we expect a lot more of these airdrops to be used in the game, and a lot fewer of them to be dumped, just because we respect people like Adam so much.
Dude, I appreciate that. No, I already could tell you that my guess would be maybe 20%, I would say, would sell some. But I would be shocked if the ratio is more than that, because everyone that's been here, has been supporting for a long time, and you really got to want to learn. I don't talk about just just going to be you need to actually invest time into this stuff, downloading apps and, being at the right place at the right time. So if people want it, it's the reason I don't mind doing it. It's tough when I couldn't imagine just dealing with trolls and, just stupidity all day. And I'm almost glad I'm kind of shadow banned, because I don't have, it's so distracting, man. I just know it. If you people I'll just ignore it, but you just read it, it gets on your mind. You can't help it. And it's just bad. It's just bad energy. And just super lucky to have really good people that are supportive and don't don't bother anyone. They're here to learn and all make money together, which is all you can ask for.
Yeah, and I think you're attracting a lot of people just like yourself, like where do your own research isn't just a tagline, like people actually dig into stuff. And I bet a lot of people from your audience bring you really useful information from stuff they've dug up. So there's a cool synergy there.
Exactly, bro. That's what it's all about. Is I'm starting to realize is it's relationships in this business, in this space. You know, when you start making friends with people, they just start sharing stuff with you, and it's weird how that works. And I've never screwed anyone over. No, I've never had any problems with people at all. So it's just like I don't find drama at all, and it's very easy. It seems like to avoid. It's what you put out there is what you're going to get back. So you know, there's really good people out there, and fortunate that we've met and had a good network of people that we could trust, and you know, people that you know we go on vacation with and hang out with. So it's not like it's just an internet thing. Like we all hang out in real life, and our families all know each other. So it's like that's the really the good thing about this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it hits different when your friends give you a bag full of dehydrated apples that you're eating all the way home on the flight, and then you get home and every time you go to the pantry and you see that bag of apples, you like your heart like jumps a little bit. You're like, oh, my homies Adam and Lindsay, like it's a different thing we've got going on here than a lot of crypto.
Yep. Exactly, bro. So we got 30 days left of the mining, and then what happens from there? The airdrop?
Yeah, then we go into the claim phase where you're going to get your points are going to be converted to the dark matter token, and that is the token that's going to go live on mainnet Pulse chain. And then after that, we're going to start the games. We're going to start that game of chicken that they had in WhatsApp, where you're going to have a chance to mint one of our NFTs with one of your dark matter tokens. So, like I said, there's only 110,000 tokens that are actually hitting the market after the claim phase. And so there's only like 110,000 possible NFTs, not counting the evil address, but the evil address is a whole nother layer to this game.
So if I go and I say I go mine more, is that going to just add to my one NFT? I'm not going to get multiple, right?
Right. It's a live NFT. So even the Wishwell NFT, it updates. I mean, it might take 5 minutes or 4 hours, depending on the blockchain, what's going on, but it will update. And so if you throw another million in Pulse tomorrow, then that's going to bump you up to, you know, around 3,000. And now you're looking at moving from an informant to a technician. I think, no, an operator.
There we
You'd be
go.
moving into an operator at 3333. So at 3333, you get your first rank of junior operator, and then you just start climbing the stack from there. I don't know if you want to share that claiming rewards PDF or not, but that'll show you guys the ranks inside of our little community here.
All right, let's go see. All right, so right now,
so
there we go. So now I am an informant. Okay, so I don't get any. So right now, there's actually physical rewards for this too. So it's not just points in the airdrop. If you once you get to a lead technician, you start getting stickers. You work your way up, and if you hit the lottery and go balls deep, there's a high-end car and a Grand Admiral hat waiting for somebody here. So that is just baller right there.
Yeah, like we joke all the time, like who do we think we are? Oprah? We're giving away cars. It's on one hand it's cool, on one hand it's just crazy.
That's all. I love it though. It's marketing, it's advertising, and nothing's. You got to spend money to make money in this world.
Yeah, and we really want to build our own brand and our own community. Like in the future, imagine that we're, piggybacking on top of another conference. Let's say that we're all at the 369 conference in Vegas, for instance, right? Well, we're going to have the same things that a lot of other little sub communities do, where we're like, okay, we're going to have a little party over here, or a little dinner over here or whatever it is, or we're all going to meet at this nightclub. Well, when you show up, we're going to know what rank you are based on the patch or the pin or the sticker that you got. We're going to know where you are in the collective. And that's going to affect things in the real world, and it's going to affect things online with the things that we give you access to and the goodies we throw your way. So
Dude,
that's a little bit of fun game. It's really going to glue us together, I hope.
Dude, because I've been to not a lot, but we try to go to as many of the meetups as we can, the Vegas meetups, the Pulse Chain Tour, we as much as possible. Obviously, we missed a couple, the cruise and whatnot, but they are they are the best times. And I still cannot believe in our 3 trips to Vegas, we've been there for over 10 days now, and there was not one person that got arrested. And that's like it defies all Vegas gambling odds, everything. It defies mathematics and logic.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that kind of is actually amazing, because I saw some of the shenanigans that went down in Vegas a couple of times. And yeah, the fact that the cops weren't called is we'll just call it a Hexmas miracle.
So Camo Joe wants to know or a fishing boat potentially, if you could sub that out for like
fishing boat, dude.
Like some kind of a what are the mud boats there that have the metal props on them, where you can like go over the marshes. Try to take the little hunting boats that everyone's got up here in the Northeast, little duck fishing boats and stuff. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, TBD.
Well, and you know what? I'll tell you what. You hit Grand Admiral, and I will give you my cell phone number, and we will talk. Okay, we will talk about what kind of a truck you want. We'll talk about a lot of stuff. You hit Grand Admiral, you get my phone number. You probably get my phone number before Grand Admiral, but you definitely get it at Grand Admiral.
Yeah, I'm guessing phone number is probably around like special agent. You're starting to become, once you got special in there, that could come with a privilege, maybe.
Yeah.
Awesome. So so there it is, guy, right here. So we have 4 days, almost 5 days left with the 33X, and then that's gonna drop to what, 22X after day, and then 11X.
Yep. So it goes 33, 22, 11. In fact, the smart contract for the Wishwell started out with 33, 22, 11. So it's like a wink of just this kind of numerology and the fun that we have. And as you noticed on the ranking system, it goes 369, 369, 369. And then the Grand Admiral is 33, 22, 11. And look at that. You're already what number? You were like number 78. Yeah. So if you see, it goes 369 the whole way down. And then the bottom is 33, 22, 11. And you're number 78, which is not bad. I think I have a test wallet that I use for streaming, and it was 99, and now it's 108. And the son of a bitch just keeps getting pushed down because it's got like 2.6 points. It's a baby. It's a baby informant. You're a much better informant than I am on that wallet.
Bro, this is and honestly, like, this is one of my main wallets, bro. Like, I feel like if I'm doing crypto, like, everyone that, if I had millions and millions of dollars, I wouldn't show it all. But I feel like if I got like 25 grand in crypto, why not? Why wouldn't I show all my wallets like that? I want to be like as transparent as possible. I have nothing to hide. Like, I don't care. Like, what's someone to come rob? Like, what? Why wouldn't you want to come make money with me? It doesn't make sense. So, like, I'm completely transparent, and this is one of my actual wallets. So, it's a bear market.
Yeah. The bear market is no joke, man. And here's the deal. I realize that everyone is so weary of sacrifices and minings and ICOs and startups. Like we've had 3 years of just getting clubbed over the head and watching stuff dry up. So every dollar that went into the Wishwell, every dollar that goes into mining, like, I don't take it lightly. And I really do appreciate your guys' support when this is like the bear of the bear market. So like, this is I have a huge appreciation for you guys.
Yeah, Mobius, I think I want to say I don't know about that, but the physical items are once you say you get so what, like 5 million or 6 million pulse will get you lead operator. That's when you start getting stickers and a stencil of a collective symbol. So as you get deeper into the mining rewards, you start getting more. But I'm not sure about the lotteries. I don't know if that's anything about the lotteries has been talked about. I think that's just that's coming, right?
Yeah, let me touch on the lottery. So when you mint an NFT, not only are you minting a pinata that fills up with candy, you're also entering a lottery system. And so we are going to have 3 drawings over 90 days. So one drawing every 30 days, and the drawings get exponentially bigger and bigger and bigger. And those drawings are paid out in liquid dark matter tokens. So imagine that you had a pinata that was filling up with candy and someone duct taped a bag of candy to the outside of the pinata. You can rip that bag of candy off and go ham. You know, you can dump it, you can eat it, you can use it in the next minting cycle, whatever you want. That stuff is liquid. Or you can leave it taped to the outside of the pinata and give the pinata a higher cash value if you want to turn it and sell it later. So the lottery is on the outside of the pinata, and the treasure yield is on the inside of the pinata. And you've got to smash the pinata to get that treasure yield.
There you go. So this, I mean, it takes a special type of person to do a project like this. Like when you just look around crypto, most people's projects are, they're going to benefit the users, but the owners also benefit a lot more than you think, and founders. And I feel like if anybody is going to lose money doing a project, it would be Max. I'm not saying he's going to, but he's that type of person that I just know him, and you know, I just feel confident that even if for some reason PulseShade doesn't do as well, the price doesn't do as well this cycle, I feel like he'll always be there to take care of his people. So I'm definitely going to be adding to I'm going to be climbing the leaderboard. That's for sure. I'm going to be coming for these special agents. That's for sure.
Yeah. The highest ranking person we have right now is a senior agent. We don't have a special agent yet.
Okay.
So we're
all right.
only
Never mind.
2/3 of the way down this.
Agent.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's a senior agent. I think there's 2 juniors. If you go back to the website, it shows like the top 5 before it shows yours. But yeah, I think that we got 1 senior agent, 1 junior agent. We have 2 junior agents now. Someone. So we had almost 150 million pulse in the mining rig a day ago, and then I went on today to check it. Some dude dropped in. Well, 2 different people both dropped in 100 million pulse. So they went bam, bam, back to back, and they totally jacked up this leaderboard just with their little drop. So like, this is such a small
I ain't catching no $100 million miner or 100 million pulse miner. I mean, if I get to like 10 to 15 million, I did well on some shit coin tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, you did. That's good. No, and then really it's like, because it's such a small community, this is the closest thing you'll ever get to being a VC without the money, right? Like VCs are cool because they take their money and they get in a little group and they buy everything and they take all the money from everybody. This is such a small group. It's like you can be a VC without $10 million. You can be a VC with like $50, $100, and you're in this little tight-knit group where no one even knows what's going on outside. Like we're trying our best to get the word out and explain this to people with friends like Adam. But the truth is, this is a tiny baby community right now. This is a micro community. So it'll be interesting where it goes from here.
And and I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm sure if you look on chain, some of those people, I know if you have 100 million pulse right now to put into this project, you're doing pretty damn good. And you're doing a lot better than me. I'll put it that way. So Max definitely has got some people's attention, and that's how crypto is, right? A small project with 10 of the right people behind it can do infinitely better than the biggest project with the most marketing when you have a huge allocation that's meant to be dumped. Like it's crypto. It really is an illusion, crypto. A lot of smoke and mirrors. And, you know, I'd rather put my money with people I trust and people that have never, you know, shown any tendency or want to scam anyone. They are there to truly help. And when you're putting your money with people like that, good things just tend to happen. I feel like more often than not.
Yeah.
So,
well, man,
dude,
like I said, I gotta get you over on my stream. I stream almost every day,
Yeah.
like at 7 my time. And so anytime you want to jump on my stream, if the kids are already in bed or they're out of the house, jump on stream with me as that clock rolls over, and we'll just hang out. And you can bring up all the alpha I've lost in the last 10 months of being buried in this project. There's so many things going out on in crypto that you got to catch me up on. So come back to
like
my stream
Wednesday night or Wednesday or Thursday. Let's do it if you're around, if you're free. Awesome. Well, then bro, appreciate you. I know Max is heading over to Discourse Syndicate right now to go talk to El Capitan. So I'm going to go over there. I'm going to definitely check that out. So all you guys that are in here, appreciate you guys. Reach out to me either on Twitter, or if you don't have, or you're not in one of the servers, one of the groups, and you're only on YouTube here, which I don't know if any of you are only here, just shoot me a message. You guys know how to find me. We'll figure it out. Start a burner wallet and just post it on a comment or something. I get all the notifications, so I'll start a list. And Max, dude, you're the man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I don't take talking to other people's audiences and groups lightly. Like this is a big deal. So I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys over on Discourse Syndicate.
Awesome. All right, guys, go follow Max. Go follow AntiGravity, and we'll see you tomorrow night. And I'll be over on Max's stream later this week. See you guys.